of high school STEM for the Boys and Girls Club of the LA Harbor. Okay, and today we're gonna basically do a part two of the coding uh, category. So this week we'll finish coding, two short lectures of coding, and then next week we're gonna start 3D drafting, like 3D modeling stuff. I'm show you guys how to do that, and it's free, by the way. Let's jump right into it. So as you can see here, let me make this a little larger so you guys can see me. Um, I thought to myself when I first started learning code, like it was a bit difficult, so I wanted to inspire you guys a little bit by kind of bringing up this little boy from London. He was officially the world's youngest computer programmer, and I don't know how this kid has patience for that stuff, especially that young, but he did it. So I mean, also there are a lot also those that are a lot more mature and you know or most of us at least can learn from this. Okay, so I'm basically going to jump into a slightly more advanced practice of code with you guys, and we are going to um, I'm going to teach you guys how I do that. I don't know why I opened that up. Okay, bear with me here for a couple of seconds. Let's see, where's the, all right, clear canvas, there we go. Okay, so if you didn't watch the other video for coding and you want to find out what you missed out on, I will tell you. Let's take a second here. Okay, so if you open up Excel and you go under File and you hit Options under, I believe it was Customize Ribbon, you will see a section here that says Developer, and you click it, press OK, and the word developer should show up on your taskbar. So you click on that, and then you go all the way down to the first column there, and you go on Visual Basic, and that is code. And you open up modules, and we can get started here. So let me tell you guys what the exercise we're gonna do. Let me tell you guys our goal for this exercise. In other words, we want to write this code so that the user, which is me, the person you're writing the code for, he sits on his computer and he enters a value for X and a value for Y. And when he hits enter, they display the numbers he chose. And when he hits enter again, they swap. So if you initially put X equals 1 and Y equals 2, if you press enter, it's going to be Y equals 2 and X equals 1. I know it's a small change, but that's just what it is. I mean, it's pretty cool when you learn it. You can tell your friends you know some code. And, if you want to pursue this in the future, then by all means, this will help you out. So, first things first, you want to do your option explicit just to start off, following by your sub main, and that'll give you your end sub. If you didn't hear from the last time, you want to have, this is basically the beginning of your code always, and this is the ending of your code always. That just, for this program, you always have to have those. Okay, so what I want to, in order to make this like understandable and easy for you guys, I want to give you guys a real world example for this one. So if you put in, we're talking about X and Y, right? So let's first of all, let's make them happen. Like let's create these integers. So think of these variables as cups holding like water and orange juice. Think about it like that. So X, well, we want the user to input something for it, right? So we'll make a little input box for the user, and we'll put a enter value for X. it. And then it can be the same thing. The cool thing about coding is that you can copy and paste if most of the work is the same. So that's kind of cool. Also, while I'm writing all this down, I am going to be telling you guys a joke later on in this video. So I know this whole coronavirus might be a bit stuck at home, bored, so I wanted to lighten up your moods a bit, tell you guys a joke. Hopefully you guys like it. All right, so now that we, let's run it. Let's see what happens. If I run that, um, let's see, enter value for X, I put 2. Enter value for Y, I put 4. There's no message box, so you're not gonna see the display. So message box, message box is basically gonna display X and Y, that's all it is. So you are going to put X equals close and X. And you're gonna put a new function that we didn't speak about. It's called VB new line. If you're wondering what that is, it's basically turning the, so it's gonna say X equals something and Y equals something. VB new line does this so that it looks more organized. You'll see right now. And Y, let's see. And oh, okay, my fault. Y equals and no, you have to. That's the thing. You kind of like get stuck sometimes because there's so many like letters and whatnot. All right, let's try to run this and see what we get. That's a message box. Let me show you guys what a message box is. So X equals 2 and Y equals 4. You can pick whatever you want. Boom. That's what it does. This is a message box. Okay, in case you guys are wondering. Okay. Now, our goal is to swap, right? Now, this word swap that I put down here, you see that quote in front of it? If you put that quote on it, then this will not run. It wouldn't count in the code, so it'll skip it basically. So you could add little notes as long as you have that quote on there. So our point is to swap. Now let me get to the logistic example of this scenario. Okay, so whew, let's do that. Okay, let's say I have 2 cups, right? What I said. So that's 1 cup, and this is another cup. Let's say, yeah, this was and this is Y, right? Okay, but let's say in my X cup I have water, right? I have agua. And over here I have, I don't know, some orange juice, right? We all love orange juice. And we'll just, okay. Okay, orange juice. Alright, so how would you at home put the water in the Y cup and then put the orange juice in the X cup? How would you like throw it in the air and then throw both of them in the air and try to catch them? Like, you need to swap it. You need to put the water in the other cup and vice versa. So how would you do that? If you want positive, think about it. Think logically. Don't think too hard. But I'm gonna tell you guys the answer. So you need a third cup, right? Draw it out. We'll call it Z. But since we have X and Y in our code and we just added one here, we need to go back, right? We need to go back to our code and we need to dim a Z. Control copy, control paste. Actually, Z, we'll edit it right here. Okay, Z. Okay, since we added that, now let's get to the most important part of this example. Alright, cool. So you guys do agree that we need to add a third cup in order to, finish this off. Now, Okay. So what was the first thing I would do is put the water in this cup. This cup's empty. So it's initially empty. Um, so that would be the first thing I would do. And then since this one would be empty right here, I would then put this one over here. That's the second thing I would do. The third thing I would do is put that over there. So in code, this would be first, second, and third. Third thing you would do. So this first one you would do z equals x. Second one you would do x, y. And then the last one you do y equals z. And that's it. That's how you get this section of the code. Now you just move this to your code. And we're about to do that right now. Okay, my laptop's about to die, but we have time. Okay. So we agreed that. Let me just double check. Okay, z equals x. Cool. All right, guys. You ready for that joke? What do you call a well-dressed man riding a bicycle? I'm sorry. What is the difference between a well-dressed man riding a bicycle and a poorly dressed man riding a tricycle? If you want, pause it. Think about that. How about you think about it while I write this in really fast? Okay. So, are you guys ready for the answer? Alright. The difference between a well-dressed man riding a bicycle and a poorly dressed man riding a tricycle is attire. I know. Funny, right? Cool. Glad I made you guys laugh, or didn't. Okay, so now that we put this line of code right here, that's the most important thing. We're basically done. All we have to do is just copy that section and just paste it here. And this will do the swapping for us. So we're basically done. So we want put like 3 and like 9 or 7, 3 and 7, right? Press enter, they swap. Magic, right? And you can mess with it if you want. If you have this code, you can mess with it. You can change whatever you have in the input box. You can put whatever you want. Like, I don't know, Apple. I don't know, you can put whatever you want. Apple is X, you know? And you can literally put, I don't know, COD for Call of Duty. I don't know. And if you run it, look, Apple's X. You can put 3, COD for Y. Just mess with it. But other than that, this concludes my video. I know coding is a bit challenging on the challenging side. Challenge yourselves. I know you're bored at home. Too much Call of Duty can be bad for some of us, but next week we're gonna focus on 3D modeling, and I will see you guys then. Thank you.